Hi, this video will talk about how to write an equation of a line under different circumstances. Alright, so the first circumstance is we're given the slope and the y-intercept. So what does that suggest to you? That perhaps we use the slope-intercept form of a line, which is y equals mx plus b. Now when we look at the slope-intercept form of a line, m by definition is our slope. Okay, and b by definition is our y-intercept, or in other words, the y-coordinate where the line crosses the y-axis. Okay, so this is our intercept. So if you are given the slope and the y-intercept, you can simply just plug into here. So my equation for this line is going to be y equals, in place of m, I'm going to put my slope, which in this case is 3, x, and then plus b, which again, that's just the y-coordinate of the y-intercept. In this case, it's -2, so my b is -2. So that is the easiest scenario if I'm given the slope and the y-intercept. I simply have to plug into the slope-intercept form of an equation of a line. The second example is if I'm given a slope and a point in which that line crosses through. So in this case, the slope is -4, and I know my line crosses through the point 2, -2. If I want to, I can again use the slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. Forgot my x. Okay. For my m, I'm going to put in my -4. Okay, so y equals -4x. That was given to me in the problem. I know that the slope equals -4. But I don't know what b is, so how am I going to find out? B is the y-intercept, but in this case I'm not given the y-intercept. In order for something to be a y-intercept, the x-coordinate has to be 0. In this case I'm given the point 2, -2. So how am I going to find out what b is? Well, I might not have been given b, but I have been given an x and a y. Okay, so my point has an x value of 2 and a y value of -2. So I can take these two values, plug them into this equation, and solve for b. So in place of y, I'm going to put -2. All right, -4. In place of x, I'm going to put a +2. All right, and now I don't know what b is. That's what I'm actually solving for. So in this case, I'd get -2 equals -4 plus b. Oh, actually, this is 8. I can't read my own writing because this is -4 times a 2. Okay, -4 times 2 gets me -8. So in order to isolate b, I'm going to add 8 on each side. -2 and a +8 gives me 6, so I get that 6 equals b. But remember, I'm not done. I want to make sure that when I'm writing an equation for a line, that I give an actual equation for a line. So I want to go back to here and rewrite the equation for the line. All right, y equals -4x. The -4 again just came from the fact I knew my slope. And now in place of plus b, I'm going to write what b is, +6. So y equals -4x plus 6 would be my final answer.